What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Slam Duncan YouTube channel. This video is going to be me breaking down Patrick Williams' highlights at his time at FSU, and I've decided to split this into two videos. This video is going to specifically just focus on the offensive side of Patrick Williams, and I'm going to really show how I think Patrick Williams is going to fit into this Bulls offense immediately his rookie season, what types of plays can be run for him, stuff like that, especially under Billy Donovan. So I'm gonna split this into this is gonna be the offensive video, and then next video should be coming out later this week is gonna be part 2, or the defensive video, which is gonna show more of just Patrick Williams and not other players and other plays. But before we get into that, though, make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you were one of the people that watched my reaction to Patrick Williams being picked 4th overall by the Bulls, I want to say thank you guys for watching that video. A lot of people have actually really enjoyed that video, and I'm kind of shocked with the amount of views and watch times, especially because I'm a small channel. So I just want to say thank you guys for those that watched that video. If you have not seen that video, link will be in the description below. But let's get into this. I'm going to be kind of skipping around in this little highlight clip, which is about 5 minutes, but I'm going to kind of just jump around and just show the offensive points. But main thing I want you guys to look at is look at how Patrick Williams is going to be effective offensively without the ball in his hands, and stuff that won't show up in the box score all the time. So first play actually starts because of his great defense, which again we'll talk about in the next video. But this is going to really show off his ball handling skills, which I really do think is underrated. And he has some really good IQ already, and it's going to really show here. So he's right here. He's going to go ahead and get this chase down block, or really just block in general, which is going to lead to a fast break. And already right here, you can see his IQ, which is really, really high already going through his head. And it's a 3-on-4 fast break, but he has two guys basically right in front of him, but most of the defenders are on his left side, so he automatically makes the right play here, which is pass to the guy on his right, who's also filling the lane properly. And this is just break starter, which I really do think is going to be what Patrick Williams could do really effectively on the Bulls. If he gets a block, which I expect him to get a lot, or a steal, or a rebound, he can bring the ball up the court, push it. And he has Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Wendell Carter Jr. alongside him. That's gonna already generate a lot of points just from the fast breaks that I think Patrick Williams is gonna spark just by himself. So good stuff there. But now I'm gonna really get into stuff where when I look at Patrick Williams, this is the stuff I see in him already as an offensive player. Patrick Williams is a really good baseline player. Right now you see him on the block. Right now he's about to catch the ball here, but whether he's standing in the corner and driving to the lane, or he's on the block, his baseline game is really strong. He has an incredible baseline game that a lot of defenses can't stop, because he already has an NBA-ready body, and as we saw with his athleticism, it just his verticality is insane already. So watch this play develop here, and watch how effectively he gets right to the paint and rim, just going baseline, even though there is a guy technically right there in front of him. So catches it about 18 feet away, boom, he's there, dunk. That is going to be a major threat for the Bulls, because we haven't really had a really good baseline player in a long time, and he doesn't necessarily always have to stand out at the 3-point line in the corner. The last thing I want Patrick Williams to become is a 3-and-D guy. And 3-and-D guys are nice, but Patrick Williams has so much more to his game than just being a shooter and a defender. He can do so much offensively, and you may think that just because he doesn't have the ball in his hands, you're oh, he's not really doing much. But his IQ of being able to move off ball and create opportunities for others just from his movement, it's going to be really effective. And his ability just to score on the baseline alone is going to help this team tremendously, because it's another option for the Bulls to go to. If you guys remember David Nwaba, who was on the Bulls about 3 years ago, I think. I love David Nwaba because he wasn't a shooter, and he knew that, and he played the baseline so well for the Bulls. And I can see Patrick Williams doing something similar, but I do think Patrick Williams is a better shooter already than David Nwaba, and I expect Patrick Williams to become even better shooting as time goes on. So right here, he's standing at the 3-point line, right? And it's just going to be another baseline play where you just see him explode to the rim. He gets by his first defender easily, and then the rim protector is basically non-existent when he goes to the rim. Because this is something that I already know is going to be good for him right into the NBA, because he has the NBA-ready body. What I'm going to question for him is what happens when the defense takes away that baseline area. Because now it's going to force him to go middle, and I think he has the IQ to make the right pass, get out of that position, or potentially, create a different sort of look for himself. But he is definitely going to have to work on, once he catches that ball and the defense takes away that baseline area, he's going to have to work on what his decision-making is going to be when he goes to the middle part of the floor instead of the baseline. So that's just going to be something that he has to work on. And again, he's a rookie, and he doesn't have to become the guy this season. So he has plenty of time to develop and figure things out. Next thing is here. So Billy Donovan, if you do not know, he likes his guards. He really likes his guards. Chris Paul, Schroeder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all of them had great seasons, and there's a reason why, because Billy Donovan loves his guards. Now, one of the things that made the guards so effective was having a guy like Steven Adams, which I expect Wendell Carter Jr. to be in this offense, and expect Wendell Carter to get a lot more touches in like the elbow area, which is going to help the guard play. But one of the things that I expect to be in this offense, no matter what, is a horn set. And right here in this horn set, you're not going to see Patrick Williams, who is currently right here, set a screen. He's gonna go up as if to set a screen, but you're gonna see the guard take the center screen and drive towards the rim. And what this does is it's gonna collapse the defense. And now, once the defense collapses, it's up to the point guard here to pass it out to the right guy, which in this case is gonna pass it out to Patrick Williams here. Now, this is already good for Patrick Williams because the defense is gonna be coming out to him on skates. So he has all the decision making in the world now, and he has all the options in the world. So it's up to him to figure out what to do here. And this is where his mid-range shot, which has already been shown to be really good for someone at his age, is going to be extremely effective. Because if you for Bulls fans, like you saw with Kobe White that he struggles around the rim, and he's a rookie, and there's a reason why he's going to struggle around the rim. But as Kobe White gets stronger, as he gets bigger, that's not going to be as much of an issue. But so with Patrick Williams, I kind of expect the same thing, even though we saw some really good finishes around the rim already. But when it comes to like finishing in some severe traffic, it's going to be harder for him. So one way to counteract that is a mid-range game, to be able to shoot over just his main defender and not have to run into two defenders like a Rudy Gobert and blockade yourself and not be able to put up a shot. So here is something that I expect to be in the Bulls offense, and whether Patrick is playing the 3 or the 4, you can expect him to get sort of these looks already. So screen is set, defense is basically already it's collapsed. Like the defense is kind of collapsed already. Point guard is going to pass out to Patrick Williams at the top of the key here. Defense kind of comes out on skates, and now the thing is though is that the defense then collapsed right back to the paint. So Patrick Williams, it would not be smart for him to drive into the paint right now because there's 3 guys right there, right? But Patrick Williams here is going to take the mid-range shot and he's going to knock it down, which I think is going to be a big part of his offense, immediately once he gets into the NBA. So with this though, so the idea of a horn set, right? I'm going to show you a play which is from Boylan, but it's just something similar, and so you can just kind of picture where Patrick Williams is going to fit in this offense. So right here is a play from the Bulls this past season against the Timberwolves here. Zach LaVine's going to get the ball here, and you're going to see basically it's not necessarily a horn set, but it's basically a horn set but on the right side. And you're going to see Felicio is going to set a screen here, which Zach's going to drive. He's going to collapse the paint. It's very similar to what we just looked at on the previous play with Patrick Williams here. And you're going to see Lauri Markkanen basically catch the ball at the top of the key, which in this case would be Patrick Williams. And, Markkanen's going to shoot the 3 here, but I think, let's say if Patrick Williams catches the ball where Markkanen's going to catch the ball, he's just going to have so many more options available to him because he is a better ball handler already, in my opinion, than Lauri Markkanen. And also, I just think him being just more athletic is going to help him a lot as well. So this could be something you could see, but I'm going to show you a different variation of this, which I hope is going to be the Bulls offense because it's just a much better play. Because this play right here, while it does create a look, it's not necessarily good offense because it is Boylan at the end of the day. So you see Markkanen gets a pretty decent look, but like there was really no paint penetration or anything. So it's I'm hoping that sort of play, you can run it, but just don't run it all the time, which the Bulls actually ran a ton. So let's move back to when Hoiberg was actually coaching this team, which I think he was coaching this team at this time. So this is against the Magic, and as you can see, the team is completely different with Robin Lopez, Blakeney, Harrison. But this is a very similar setup, right? So, right side, you got both big guys coming up and setting a screen here. You're going to see Chris Dunn here use the Markkanen screen, but then Markkanen's going to come and use Robin Lopez also as a screener and open himself up right here. Now, this allows Markkanen already just incredible amount of options. He can either shoot the three, right? He can drive. He can technically move over to Blakeney, do a handoff play, which I don't recommend. But main thing is that Markkanen can do basically whatever he wants with the basketball. These two guys, Fournier and Gordon, are just going to get caught on the right side here, which then only leaves Vucevic to guard the paint. If you only have one guy able to guard the paint, again, it just opens up all the opportunities in the world for you. So as you can see here, Markkanen's going to set the screen. He's going to get the ball here. And just with that, Vucevic is now the only guy that can technically guard Markkanen. In this case, I would also like to see Blakeney and Harrison, while this play is developing, switch places, as that will then take away Augustine and Ross from being completely out of the play. Like if Blakeney and Harrison switch places, it moves Augustine and Ross in this play, which then doesn't allow them to help or potentially steal the ball once Dunn makes that pass. But either way, it's still pretty good. It's just, it's a spacing thing. And Markkanen's going to shoot the 18-footer here and knock it right down, which, let's say this is Patrick Williams in that exact same position Markkanen's in. I can see Markkanen, I can see Patrick Williams having all the options in the world and making the right play, and especially hitting that mid-range shot, which is going to be crucial for him, especially in his rookie season. So I know this is a zone and it is college, but one of the things I talked about already is that I expect Wendell Carter Jr., who would be this guy in this case, to kind of play more around this post area, like the high post, because I think Wendell Carter Jr. is going to be he's going to show his passing ability a lot more. And we already know with Patrick Williams, he loves playing the corner because he can be such an incredible baseline threat, and he's also just more comfortable shooting the three from the corner. So you're going to see him probably in that position a lot, but it's not just going to be him standing there. He's going to be effective in the corner. And so right here, you're going to see the center catch it up here. And you're probably thinking in today's NBA game, you would throw it to the corner and shoot the three ball, right? But when you have a guy like Patrick Williams, who is just so good on the baseline and so good moving off ball, this is what I expect to happen. And that's a good pass from the center to Williams, and he's going to cut baseline and dunk it right over on the defender's head. If you don't have the best spacing, which I don't expect the Bulls to have the best three-point shooters once the season starts, one way you can make up for that is just movement. You can say ball movement, but just player movement itself is going to make up for the lack of three-point shooting. And Patrick Williams is just going to be perfect for the Bulls in that scenario because he is really good moving off ball. He's very aware of where to be at certain points, which can only help the Bulls offense. Now, that's all I have for for Patrick Williams highlights, but I want to also show something which, if you do not know, Gallinari was playing under Billy Donovan last season. And I think Gallinari and Williams can be used similarly. Obviously, Gallinari is the better scorer, better shooter right now. But when it comes to just, the decision-making that Gallinari was making in OKC, I can see that with Patrick Williams, whether he's playing the 3 or the 4, under Billy Donovan. So, for example, right here. So you're going to see, this is Gallinari. Chris Paul's going to set a little brush screen here. Gallinari's going to come up and get the ball from Steven Adams, which is going to end up in a pick-and-roll play. Patrick Williams is pretty okay at the wing area at being able to do the pick-and-roll. He's much better, though, being around here for a pick-and-roll set, which, again, I expect that to be used in the Bulls offense. But, let's say it's more top of the key-ish. I can see Patrick Williams do such a play here. It's basically like a horn set, and because of his mid-range game, I think, defense is going to have to step up a little bit more, which is going to allow whoever the big man is to get a better shot in the paint. This isn't necessarily a great shot, but it's good awareness by Gallinari here. He's going to pass it over to Steven Adams. He's going to lob it up, and, it's kind of a simple thing here. Now, here's the other thing with Patrick Williams. Now, Patrick Williams is 6'8", 225. He's NBA ready, and I expect him to be able to back down guys that are smaller than him. And I mean, we saw on the baseline plays that he has some pretty good power going baseline. So let's move that into like a post area. Now, do I expect Patrick Williams to be, posting up all the time? No, but I hope to see him in the post a little bit his rookie season, because I've said it, his IQ is really high. And when you have a high IQ player in the post, if you do not know, the post is a form of ball penetration. Everyone keeps talking about the pick and roll to get into the paint, but if you throw the ball down into the post, now the defense can't just ball watch like how they do with guards at the top of the key right now. This is, not 100% going to be in this Bulls playbook, but I hope to see it, at least a couple of times to see how good of a post player Patrick Williams can be. So right here, you see Gallinari, who's, by the way, 6'10". He was really good at posting up guys that were smaller than him. So right now, he's Jarrett Culver, who's about 6'6", 6'5". So he immediately is like, go to the post. So now here's the thing. One of the problems with the Bulls was spacing last season. And anytime a Bulls player got posted up, you would see the other big man, like the 4 or the 5, it would be like Young, Gafford, whoever. They would automatically, let's just say it would be like Steven Adams here, they would be like right here. They would be playing baseline. And that immediately, if once, Gafford is playing baseline and let's say this is Markkanen in the post or whatever, this post up is basically irrelevant. It's just not effective, because if let's say if Gafford's over here, his defender can basically kind of be like, I'm a few feet away from the rim and I could be a rim protector. So that immediately limits whoever's in the post ability to go to the paint, which limits options for the offense. Right now, what you see, and it's very small, and you don't really see the other Thunder players moving that much. Steven Adams is up here, and while he's not really a threat at the free throw line, what it does at least is it moves Gorgui Dieng to here instead of playing over here. Because if Dieng was over here, then the baseline's gone, and really in general, the entire paint's gone. Because if Gallinari goes to the middle, Dieng's right there as well. So just having Adams up here and then moving when Gallinari does his move, it just opens up so much of the offense that if you just have Adams over here, there's just so many limitations that you're putting on yourself. It's not even the defense. It's just you're limiting yourself. So you're going to see Adams kind of slowly creep as Gallinari's backing him down, which then, Dieng really couldn't do anything in that position. It was basically Robert Covington had to be the help guy, but he's already too far out, which leads to Gallinari to a pretty simple bucket. Another play right here, again, you get the switch. Gallinari's, I think that's Shabazz Napier on him. So what you're going to see here, and this is really critical, some of the things that you don't always need to set a screen when you're off ball. Just by moving, it takes your defender's eyes away from the guy who has the ball. And what you're going to see here is Mike Muscala and Terrence Ferguson, they're going to move just a little bit, but it's so effective. Mike Muscala here, he's a three-point shooter, but right when Gallinari does his move, he's going to go baseline. And that's important to remember, because if Muscala does this early, then, the paint's covered up. But Muscala has to move at just the right time to make it effective, because then his defender can't be a paint defender. And what this allows is Terrence Ferguson is going to move up to the wing area right here. And this is a much easier pass for Gallinari to make from over here, because making a cross-court pass to the corner is extremely hard. But if Ferguson moves to the wing right here, now Ferguson becomes a threat, which then even takes his defender away from the paint, from being a corner defender. Now his defender has to move up here, which then doesn't put him in good position to rim protect. So as you see right here, Gallinari's going to catch it, right? Muscala then moves right when Gallinari's setting him up, which now, as you can see, still, the paint's pretty wide open right now. But if Muscala was there earlier, then his defender could be right there, right when Gallinari puts the ball down on the floor. So it's just those simple things, which I think Billy Donovan's going to, make sure his guys know that, it's on-court awareness for, not just where the ball is, but also where you're standing and how it affects the person with the ball. And I keep saying this because I think Patrick Williams in the post can be a serious option for the Bulls. Maybe not to score, but to be a facilitator. Because, again, I think Patrick Williams can really be a good facilitator in this offense, especially because we really don't have that, the playmaker right now. So put, Patrick Williams where Gallinari is right now, backing down a smaller guy. This allows Patrick Williams to score the ball, baseline, or just back him down into the paint. This allows Patrick Williams to pass the ball. If he gets double teamed, it just opens up so much for the Bulls if Patrick Williams can do such a thing, which, I really hope that Billy Donovan at least attempts to do this rookie season, and I hope he develops him as he moves forward, and as Patrick Williams matures, that he develops a post game that can really help this Bulls offense become like a really, really good offense. That's basically all I have for you guys. I'm sorry if this video kind of went a little bit long, but overall, I really do think Patrick Williams has the potential to be doing some of the things I mentioned, where I showed some different plays from the NBA, that I think Billy Donovan can really use them effectively if he does these types of plays. And then we saw already in his highlight reel here that his baseline game is really, really good. It's going to be a big part of his offensive game. He's best suited to be a guy in the corner, and when he's in the corner, he can drive baseline, he can pass it from the corner, he can also shoot it from the corner pretty effectively, but he can also do a pick and roll with the big man from the corner. But main thing here is just his off-ball movement is going to create a lot more opportunities for the Bulls, and it's not going to always show up in the box score. So for Patrick Williams to fit into the Bulls immediately, his rookie season, it's going to be a lot of, getting the cuts and, moving to the right spot, which is going to do a lot for the offense, but not necessarily show at the end of the day in the box score. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Part 2 will be out, hopefully sometime this week. It will be breaking down Patrick Williams' defense, which is really, really good, by the way. And I hope you guys will like that video as well. So I'll see you guys in part 2 of breaking down Patrick Williams' highlights at FSU. Hopefully sometime later this week. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.